Okay, so we're recording. I just got done doing a little photo shoot that I've been meaning to do for such a long time. And it's really cool. Just had a lot of fun doing that. It's about 3 a.m. for me. And yeah, welcome to the third episode of the podcast. Now, why do I say second to third? Because I had another episode recorded that I did not post because I made my other video. But yeah, there's a few things that's changed. Right now, it's freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. So one thing that has changed for me is that I finally got a new freaking video editor. So my old one that I used to edit videos on, it was very crappy. And you'd be very surprised how if you just change one little thing, how much everything else can change. Right? I've been using my old video editor for almost 10 years. 10 years. And it's been laggy, crappy, and everything else that you can imagine that literally gets in the way of doing anything. That junk can barely run a PNG. And I tried getting support, they're no help at all. So yeah, I switched video editors and I'm having so much fun. Like I'm genuinely loving it. Genuinely, I'm genuinely loving it because I'm changing editors. But I had somebody who I knew suggest me to try to have better quality in my videos, and I want to try to do that. I can't do that when I have a crappy editor though, because it literally lowers the quality of the video, which sucks. Anywho, I am having utmost fun with doing social media. It's a lot, especially when trying to like fit it all in with everything else in life. It can be a lot, but it's amazing. I keep telling a whole lot of people, I'm sure some people who are watching this right now, I keep telling all types of artists and people I'm meeting to post because the world needs to see what you do. There's no need in you freaking hiding what you're doing, man. Show it. Post it to us. Like, obviously, if you're working on something, you need a little more time, take your time, but show some of your art. You know what I mean? Like, do what you do. As I do what I do, I just have fun doing a photo shoot. I just did two little videos. I did a photo shoot that is gonna come out sometime soon, so you're about to see that. Yeah. So, what to talk about? Cause I tell you what, I get on these podcasts, I don't know what the frick to talk about. I'm sitting here, I'm just, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you what, I can answer some questions. I think that's the best way I can go about it. I was just texting somebody, and they asked me, Dylan, what motivates you? What motivates me is the reason of why. Because if you're working towards something and you just don't have really a reason why, or a reason that really even makes you care, then it's just not really worth it. Like, if I'm working towards wanting to build a YouTube audience, and not just YouTube audience, but general social media audience, if I don't feel like my end goal really makes me care, if I don't really care about my end goal, then it just doesn't make sense for me to like really care all that much about the process because without an actual, if you have no connection to like what you really want out of something, then it just doesn't make sense. That's how I feel about it. So if I'm motivated about something, it's definitely life changing. It's something worth fighting for, something worth putting in the effort and everything else for it. So that's what really motivates me, and just that it's a possibility of that you could have or you could have not. And I want to have. I can't not just like not have the things that I want and what I'm working for. I can't just let it go. So it's a very real thing because you could go throughout life having the things that you want to have and like working and getting what you want, or you could just not. You could just completely just let everything fall to the wayside and just never get anything because you don't put in the work, you don't care enough, and it just doesn't mean enough to you to like really make it happen. But a lot of the times, sometimes you end up falling in love with the process more than you do with like what the actual end goal is, right? Because it's just so much fun in the process. Like right now, I just did like a little photo shoot and stuff. It's fun, like posing and like doing all that. It's gonna be fun editing it too. But it's so much more fun when you get locked into the process because you stop worrying about always what the end result is, and you have more fun about just making the thing, right? That's kind of like you just have more fun making whatever it is or working towards whatever it is because the grind itself is just the fun part, not always just a boo bop bam, it's done part. So that's what motivates me. That's genuinely like kind of what motivates me is that. I guess this would be a question for myself, but what is your end goal? And I'll ask you guys that as well. What is your end goal? Like, what's our career wise? I would say my end goal, what I would generally want is I want to be able to collaborate with a lot of freaking artists. I don't need to collaborate with everybody, but with a lot of freaking really cool people. What I want to do is collaborate with brands, be on ads, be in movies and films, do modeling. I want to do a whole lot, like being in magazines. That's what I want to be in. And the end goal is to build a community that I want my stuff to be seen. I want my art to be like understood and people to connect with it. Like anybody. Like I want them to really see it, like really, really see it. But I also want to build a place to where it can be genuine. It can be a space to where we can just actually care about each other. A space to where it's open, where people make connections and bonds and stuff like that. But it's built off of genuineness. There's a real lack of that in this world. I see it reflected to a lot of people because a lot of people have their guards up all the time. They're very pushy off to people, or they're very not put. I don't even know if that makes sense. Pushy off, but you kind of get what I mean. They're very guarded. They're very like to themselves. They're not very trusting, and it's understandable. But when somebody genuine comes around them, and then you're like, "Oh man, where's all the genuine people at?" Like, so you just pushed them off, you freaking idiot. But I would say that there's a lack of genuineness, and a lot of people suffering from locking themselves away and not really being themselves and not really putting out and doing what their purpose is because of fear, bad relationships, bad circles, just all types of stuff. What I want to do is that because I remember there's been a ton of times where I feel isolated in my life and felt alone. At times, I still do feel that, like, exactly. So, I want to create a space and a community where you don't have to feel like that. You don't have to be like that. I want to create to where you can really be and fully express yourself, to where people are collaborating with other people. People are doing this and that. That's what I would want. That's what I would want. I also want to make sure that like what I'm making actually like people see it, like actually hits like full on audiences and stuff like that. Because just like anybody else, I work extremely freaking hard, and so you want your stuff to like really be seen. That's one thing that I want my film and all the other next stuff I'm gonna make to be seen, to really be seen and to be understood. Because, like I said before, I have a story to tell for sure. I do, and that's really my end goal. Now, life wise, my end goal is. living a life of peace. There's a lot to that. I won't go into everything, but generally speaking, most of the time, I'm already living it. And I think that's a lot of things is that we feel like we have to wait until we can live life at a certain point that we want to. But a lot of times it's like mindset. You can get all the money in the world. You can literally be in your dream spot. But if your mindset is still stuck in scarcity and still stuck in, I'm not ready yet, then you'll never have what you actually are supposed to have, or you really could have. Your mindset really changes everything. Like perspective on life really changes everything. So yeah, I don't want to wait till I feel like I'm at that point to where you feel like, oh man, now I can finally breathe and relax. Because now at that point, you wait that long, they still have all that like built up stuff, and you could be resentment, all types of stuff. But that's why, like, as you just start your journey, you just release it and you just go so that when you are at that point, you actually are released and calm. Because the you at the point that you're dreaming of isn't like a perfect version of you. It's the version of you that has worked so long and so hard to become stable and to find a good point in life that they know all the techniques that you do to be able to get there. But you still have to be the person to do all those techniques and to make yourself stable to get to that stable point. Stability is, you have stability from having chaos. Stability doesn't come from, building stability does not come from being like perfect and like having perfect stability. No, it comes from knowing what chaos is and learning how to navigate and get rid of that or control and like move around it. That's stability, because stability really isn't tested until there's chaos, until things don't go your way, until this, that happens. It's all types of stuff. So, yeah, a lot of times, like if I feel like I want to live my life more happy, if I want to be more positive, I want to be this and that, because I get negative, I get pessimistic. I'll be honest with you, I do. I get very negative, very pessimistic. I will walk a sucker down. So if my aim is that I want to live a life more of peace and more happiness and this and that, then it doesn't get decided when somebody treats me right or when everybody understands what I'm going for. This and that. It doesn't start with that. It starts with here. It starts with my head. It starts with your head, because you can't control what other people do. They may never treat you right. They may never say sorry. They may never apologize. This is that. It's just, you can't control what anybody else is going to do. And that's really one of the first starting points for peace, is letting go of that. You know, I noticed that the most time that I've had like struggles, I've been feeling like I've been like mentally like spiraling, is when it feels like I'm trying to control every variable. But that's the thing, is that in life, you're not supposed to have control over mostly anything but yourself. That's it. You're not supposed to try to be able to control what people think about you. Try to like control your words so that you like are pleasing to somebody else. Like, that's not like control your face and this and that so you look nice to your boss, your freaking stupid boss. These are things that you're not meant to like really just like try to control and just make yourself seem, like I said before, appetizing to somebody else, right? Like if you trying to freaking look good for girls, or a girl you trying to look good for guys, like it's not really your job to try to make sure that you seem appealing to somebody else. Are you appealing to you? Because the whole thing isn't about trying to be appealing to everybody. You don't want to be appealing to everybody. I will tell you that right now. That's been like, that's a huge misconception for a lot of people, is that they feel the need to be appealing to everybody. You don't want to be appealing to everybody. I'll tell you this right now. I've met a ton of people, and you don't want to be friends with everybody. You genuinely don't. Some people are just gonna take you away from the life that you want and just distract you. You don't want that for yourself. Like, you don't. I hope this is recording. Yeah, no, you don't want to be, you do not want to be friends with everybody. You don't want to hang with everybody. because it's not up to no good. You don't want to be around that. A lot of times, some people will take you away from what you need to do. Sometimes they'll kind of steal your time, and it won't really help you. Genuinely, it just won't help you. Some people you just gotta like drop because of values, morals, everything, right? I'm a person. I don't smoke. I don't drink, so I don't hate people who do that. I just don't really hang around it. Like that's not my activities. That's not what I do. I still think some of the people are cool though. Like freaking dude might be on a freaking skateboard, got a cape on, freaking smoking a cigar. Like who don't think that's cool? Got freaking sunglasses on. Like that's like the coolest dude on earth. But for some cases, it's just like I can't be around people who are like doing all that. So and more so like doing all that as in like doing like the activity itself. I can't do that. So it's just like a lot of people too. Like you sometimes get caught up in bull crap with people, bro. Like sometimes they just don't bring you into nothing good. They might be talking about somebody else, and then they expect you to like talk about somebody else too, or they're freaking. I have where some people just look for approval 24/7, and that's just not. It's not my job to like try to approve everything that you do because I'm just not going to. So there's a Bible scripture that says iron sharpens iron. So choose your friends wisely because if you're a sword and you're trying to sharpen yourself, you're trying to get stronger, then why the frick are you using something other than iron? It doesn't make sense. So you don't want to dull your blade to like try to fit into somebody else's thing. And that's a lot of times too, is that you gotta just understand like, bro, you wanna be around people who are gonna like add to what you're trying to do. You don't want to be around people who are like making you more dumber, more stupid, or stupider, or you don't. I know the word stupider isn't a freaking word. I freaking hate you. I just hear it. I just hear somebody just. I freaking hate you. I hate you. Anyways, right? You get my point. Choose your friends wisely because they're either gonna help you or they're gonna take you down. Literally, some of your friends is ops. You won't know. So be careful, right? So we can do a little bit of a fit check. I got on this white button up shirt. I got on some black dress pants. I had a suit over there. I got on this Y2K belt. You can't really see it. I don't really feel like standing up either. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have my cross necklace on me, but I don't have it on me right now. But I ain't got much of a fit to show. I'm a simple guy, very simple. I mean, I could talk about the mic right here if you kind of see it. This is a Fifine something 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 I got off of Amazon. I forgot what it's freaking called, but I just know it's a microphone. I know that it works. And it works nice. Uh, dang, freaking, I'm cooked. I'm chopped. I don't know what to say. Ooh, that's why I need questions in the comments. I need something. I gotta make a structure. I was just talking to somebody about making systems in life because making systems in life, if you don't know what a system is, basically, if you go throughout your day, you just wake up and it's like you're just unscheduled or you don't have things sorted out. Like for me, a system that I have is making sure that I already have food cooked so that I don't have to always cook every morning to like try to make breakfast and all this and all that. If you don't have systems to like make sure that basically you can use your time as efficiently as possible and not have to like spend it doing freaking yard work and then this and that or freaking cooking and then you gotta clean out like systems to make sure that like I'll clean this time or I'll have food prepared for this time, this, that. It's like having a house with no foundation. It's just like everything crumbles. And so like you'll might go hungry some days. You might be freaking all over the place. Your house might be a mess. So I've had all that. So house is a mess. Haven't ate in days is what the system is. But I'm doing that now. I'm freaking clean up and I'm freaking eating. So don't get on me about that, please. Genuinely. What it is? It's 2:49. Dang, we up late. I'm trying to make these podcasts as easy as possible for me to edit because I want to continue to stay consistent because that's what matters. That's what matters, guys. You can't just be a one hit wonder, right? And speaking about that, I am gonna do gaming, but I've been trying to decide. I might need some counsel to talk with me about it, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to do it on this channel or do it on my other channel. If you don't know, my other channel's name is TBG, right? It's got a guy, black dude, orange shirt, a 7 on the t-shirt. I just I've had that channel for 11 years, right? I was 9 years old when I started. I'm 20 years old now. It's been a while. So I essentially felt a conflict about it because I'm like, okay, this is my channel that I've had since I was 9 years old. Why would I not continue on it and build it up? But something also in me is just like, I really like where my Dylan B creative stuff is going. I really like building this up and it feels more organic. And I know a whole lot more. I was freaking 9 years old. I was 9 years old when I made that channel. I was 9. I'm 20 years old. Like, but that's a long freaking time. That's a long time. Anyways, the idea is that I don't want to abandon something that I really cared about, especially when I was younger, because I want to like obviously respect that. But I'm also looking at it like this, right? I feel like the biggest loss wouldn't be making a new channel and growing it. I feel like the biggest loss would be giving up on the whole dream and a want of doing YouTube in total, right? Because essentially, even if I don't fully continue to post on my old channel, I'm still carrying that dream that my younger self had of doing YouTube, but just in a different way than what he thought. So it's like I'm still trying to I'm still respecting the idea of what I had, but in a different way that he probably wouldn't have thought about. So that's kind of the conflict that I'm at. I'm thinking like, because some people know me as TBG, some people know me as Dylan, this is that. And I've had back and forth about it. If somebody wants to DM me, we can talk all about it, but it's a lot, right? Because there's so many variables, and it's like, okay, some people know me as this, some people know me as that. It's like you're one person, then you have two brands, so it's just like, how the frick are you supposed to do that if they don't know it's the same person? But like, I try to make sure that people know that I am the same person, but I don't know if it clicks. I don't know if it works, but such is life. I'm just trying to figure it out because I thought this channel was mainly supposed to be for like editing and maybe films, but like also something in me is just kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know. So I also think about actually starting like live streaming like on Twitch and stuff like that. I'd be having to pull some crazy hours of Twitch. I can do that. I can gap for hours. Like I post that video on Instagram. Ouch. Dang. Frick. Ouch. Frick. I just pulled my beard hair. Dang. Frick, that junk hurts. Dang. Ah. I just snatched that junk. Ah. Oh, that don't feel good. Dang. Anyways, after I just freaking yanked this freaking hair off my freaking beard, you know, I was little. I used to think, bro, I used to think I was scared to get like any hair like pulled out. Because I was scared that like if I pulled out a piece of hair, my freaking scalp would just open and just blood just starts spewing everywhere. It was just like, what the? It's like, bro, what? What? Anyhow, I forgot what I was even talking about. Dang. memory might be chopped. Um, I was talking about something. It was something you. Dang, I can't believe I actually forgot. Okay, it was about YouTube channel. Trying to respect my dream, and yeah, to where we're at now. So, oh, Twitch. Okay. So the Twitch idea, right? I was thinking about live streaming on Twitch, but I had to pull some like mad crazy hours because I know like they really be on there. So it's just trying to be consistent, really, and just posting. That's really just the main key idea that I'm trying to just get onto. Also, trying to make sure that these live streams, not these recordings, look good, right? I just had somebody comment on one of my videos. He was cool though. He was just saying like, basically, and I want to improve it too. Now that I got a new freaking video editor, so that the videos don't look freaking compressed, because that, oh my gosh, I could go on for days about that freaking stupid video editor. About if you have any editor, anything that you work on, any program that you use, or any just software, whatever, any tool, anything you purchase, you bought, whatever, you go to the support and then they freaking act like and deflect that their freaking product is just pure garbage. It's just like, oh my freaking gosh. I've had that editor for 10 years. And the very first time that I probably spoke out to him about it, I don't know if I was like 12, 13, I can't remember. But they were basically telling me, oh, it's your computer. You gotta change your computer. I changed my computer. Still the same thing. Guess what? I changed my computer 4 times, maybe 5 times. Same thing. I went from a freaking Windows 7 or 8 computer to an RTX 3050. Nothing changed. That junk can barely run 2 PNGs. And they got the nerve to deflect when their product is just freaking garbage. I've been using that junk for 10 years, bro. I literally just switched. There's this editor that now I'm using called Kdenlive. I just switched to this editor, and this junk works gloriously. It works beautiful. And it's not lagging and stuttering at every single freaking frame. And then also, when I export videos, they don't look compressed and chopped. It's terrible, bro. The old editor is VSDC, Free Video Editor. I mentioned it like probably one time back in like freaking 2017. How old was I? Was I like, I think I was 11 or something. I can't. Was I? Maybe I was. But I mentioned it like one time, bro. And that's it. But yeah, that editor is garbage. I tried to, I've tried to put other people onto it. They could not handle like how bad it is. The freaking, I commented on like one of the videos. I was just like, bro, I'm gonna be so honest. Y'all editor just don't work. It's just bad. It's horrible. I spewed. I rambled. And the freaking support replies to it is like, well, other users don't really experience what you're talking about. What the? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Uh, and I got neighbors, but I don't freaking care. What the freak you mean other users don't experience what I'm experiencing? I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, it's some of the most bullcrap. Most people don't even use that freaking editor anyway, so it don't really matter. But it's some of the most stupidest bullcrap I've ever heard, bro. I've used that editor for literally almost 10 years. I'm talking about, I started using it in 2017. It is 2026. I know how that junk works. But what somebody said? What was that one quote? It's like, not, it might have been Einstein or somebody, but something about if you keep repeating the same thing, it's insanity, right? So I was just like, all right, bet. I'm getting a new editor. I'm done with this crap. I'm done with it. Because I literally could not do anything with the freaking stupid editor. It's just trash. It's just bad. So, that new editor, Kdenlive, is working great. And sometimes the videos I export them, they come out looking better than when I put them in there. I'm just like, what the frick? How does that happen? How does that work? I don't know, but it happens, right? So I'm having fun with it. I don't know if anybody else uses Kdenlive, but it's a free software. It's open source. It's great. I love it, bro. It's actually really cool. So other than that, where are we at? We're at 32 minutes. Let's talk about some. It's Thursday, so we're a little bit deep into the week. Let's talk about some highs, talk about some lows. I'll say my lows for this week was I was supposed to get my car's AC fixed, but this freaking goofball mechanic wouldn't do it. So we're still waiting on that. Another low I would say is I don't know. I think that's mainly kind of it for lows. Yes, we'll say highs is that one doing this photo shoot. I've been connecting with a whole lot more people, so I'm really like excited with that because like I love to just connect with people. Like I said, if you see me out, I say hi to people. I talk. I'm a yapper. I'm a social guy. So that's always a plus for me doing this photo shoot and like that's a lot of fun for me because it's bringing out creativity. It's not exactly like my main thing, like my film, but it's just side projects that it's still cool to put something out. So because that's what you want as an artist, you want to work on cool things, even though they take a lot of time, but you still want to like put out something so people can like see and know that. So those are generally like my highs, lows this week. But yeah, other than that, we'll conclude this episode here because I do need sleep. It's quite late, so this brother needs some sleep. So please leave any questions or comments in the videos, all that in the comment section. I'm getting tired as I'm speaking, but subscribe. Subscribe or empty your wallet. And I'll see y'all next time. So